Okay, that took way longer than expected actually. It's now a brand new week, which kind of sucks, but hey-oh. So this week we now have Platform and Platform Gap all working. All I need to do is reopen these project files, and why don't they work? Okay, it seems like Unreal Engine's having a hard time opening this project for some weird reason. This can't be good. In any sense of the word, this is actually awful. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. I need to get this sorted, otherwise the whole project is just gone, effectively. Right, I figured out what on earth is going on. Finally. For some bizarre, backwards unknown reason, platformgap.u asset, which is the platform gap blueprint, causes the project to just completely corrupt itself. It just outright refuses to have that blueprint. Now, when I take platform gap completely out of the project by going into the content files and just completely getting rid of it, the project launches, which is really, really odd. This means I'll have to change up code for like a third or fourth time now, which is brilliant. But at the moment I've kind of got an ultimatum really. I can either keep the project files as is, try and find a way to force Unreal Engine to accept Platform Gap somehow, or I can change up how the entire project works based on this singular error in hopes that it doesn't replicate itself in the quote-unquote new and improved version. So obviously I'm going to go with B, because you might as well risk it all for what it's worth and have it pay off, then try and solve a random issue for like 4 more weeks, and then have nothing done by the end of the project. So with this new and improved version, I've decided to combine Platform Gap and Platform into one singular blueprint, and the way I've achieved this is by utilising Unreal Engine's construction script. For those unfamiliar with Unreal Engine, a construction script is a set of blueprints that fires while the blueprint is being constructed or made. So it's like a set of instructions that are fired while the actor is being created in the world, effectively. And with this, I have a simple switch on int node with a random integer and range node plugged into it. So basically what this will do is this will switch the visibility of the first platform to either be shown or not shown, depending on the result of the random integer. Also, in hindsight, could have completely just used a branch, which is just a true or false statement, and a boolean. As well as this now though, since we've got platforms in place, we need to start thinking about the distance, because otherwise there's no way to tell how far the player has actually gotten, which means there's no score for the player to beat, which means in turn there's no incentive to actually play the game, which is a bit rubbish. So all I've done is I've made a new UI element, just simply called main UI for simplicity's sake, and from this I've got a simple text box which is just going to display a number for now, and I'm going to control that number meter count variable within the player blueprint. To get this variable, I have a custom event called initialize, which basically fires as soon as the UI element has been spawned in by the player. As well as this, I've got a set timer by function node which calls to the function named add distance, and with that, every 0.1 seconds this function gets fired off, and all this function is it just adds 1 to the current meter score, and that's how we're just going to do distance effectively. And with that, let's test it out and see how it works. Well, I mean, I'd call that a small success, really. I mean, sure, it doesn't look pretty, still, not by any standards. There's no art, no music, no loose state, or even a way for the game to save your best score, like. But it still works, apart from the weird spawning platform under the player problem, but hopefully that should get solved whenever I actually import smart assets.